You changed. You stopped being you.
What's the deal, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Cultivated Minds, and today we're going to be talking about the life of a non-conformist. Check it out. But it's coming straight out the dome, so I'm going to just give it to y'all raw and authentic right now. Check it out. I know a bunch of people can relate, but at a young age, I was always fighting to be me, always fighting to authentically express myself. Now, I'm not saying that, I was a problem child or anything like that. I was a kid who was always making issues, stuff like that. But I definitely would say that, I was a kid who was trying to individually express himself. And, when you're a non-conformist, a lot of people probably is going to look like you're trying to make an issue with something, or that you're, you being a headache or whatever the case is, and you always trying to question something. Because as a non-conformist, you're not really just gonna follow suit and go with the flow with everything. You low-key might, you want to look into it first, see it before you make that move. You're just not gonna jump into anything. And but I mean, it all comes down to the way we was raised too. The way we was raised, it could be around people you was around, your environments, places you went, whatever the case is, etc. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. But we're all programmed to an extent, right? It's kind of like when you think about it. Why do you season the food the way you season it? Why do you make friends the way you make it? Why is your mannerisms this way? We're all conditioned in some way or some form. But then when you start actually identifying different parts of yourself that you didn't realize, is maybe, dad, your mom, aunt, uncle, whoever you was around, was grandparents, whatever, was probably conditioning you a certain way to be a certain way. Because it's really hard in a world like this where you're trying to be you and they're trying to condition you to be like everybody else, or what is right. But then you have to actually look at it from a stance of who even made those rules of what's the right thing. Now, disclaimer, I'm not talking about as far as like you out here doing crazy stuff, you harming people, endangering people. I would hope that your conscience know the right from wrong. But I'm saying, as far as the way you express yourself, the way that you operate, the standards of society, it really doesn't even matter. It's kind of like what feels right for you. And think about it. It's a lot of things in context that they try to show us what to do, right? They tell you to go to school, right? They tell you to get a job, right? They tell you to buy a house, right? You have to do all these things a certain way in a certain order, right? Or, maybe you're a failure, or you don't, you can't be around these certain type of people. But it's like, you really can do everything on your pace, on your standards. What's right for you? What's in line with you? They say that, it said, your life is tailor-made just for you. You ain't in nobody's rush. Think about it. As far as the condition of programming, when you're in school, right, they making us get up early. You got lockers. You have authority figures. You got lates, tardies, hits, whatever you call it. And then guess what happens? You go out into the real world and you get a job and you have the same concept. You know what I'm saying? Corruption within the teachers or within the authority figures at your job. And then when you're a person who's questioning, or you're not conforming to the bullshit that you see through, what's going to happen? All the people who conforming, that's damn near like zombies, and they only doing what they're told, is going to look at you like you're an issue, or you sound dumb because you have the ability to actually critically think outside of what everybody else is saying, what everybody's doing. And, as a non-conformist, you're going to have an uphill battle. A lot of times it's going to be an uphill battle, especially if you're a person who is expressing yourself. So a lot of times you might tend to keep to yourself because maybe the area you're around or something like that, it seems like nobody understands, but there's always those right people that's going to gravitate towards you, and they going to fuck with you for your true authenticity. And, when you have a rebellious type spirit or whatever people want to consider it, a lot of people are going to be afraid to stand next to you because, like I said, it's the condition. And that Matrix movie, that's real. As far as people not wanting to unplug, you got to understand, some people don't even understand what unplugging is. They don't even know, that's not even a real thing to you. You know, if it's not concrete fact right in their face, they're not gonna believe, they're not gonna see it that way. It has to be right in their face. But when you're a person, you know, with intuition, and you can actually see things, and you don't just conform to any and every rule that somebody is putting in place, because you can see through maybe the corruption or the wrong in it. Yeah, people ain't gonna want to stand next to you like that, because a lot of people don't have the ability to think outside the box. You're probably gonna be 1 in 100, and that's just really how it becomes. But when you're a non-conformist, you know, you really, in your mind, you might just say, fuck society's standards. I'm gonna do it my way, because who's to say they made up these rules, or I'm supposed to operate this type of way? I'm gonna operate on my own frequency. I'm gonna do what I do, and it's still gonna work in my favor. You get what I'm saying? I don't have to follow anybody else's other plan. I'm gonna follow my heart. I'm gonna follow my intuition, and I'm gonna follow where my mind leads me. And you know, a lot of people ain't really gonna be able to see it that way, but I'm just here to say, you know, do your shit. You know, keep on doing you. You know, setting those goals that's in alignment with you, being around the right people, and you know, I'm here to say you ain't gotta conform. You know, set your own standards, set your own rule, and you know, the right one's always gonna gravitate towards you. But that's all I really had to say. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Build me in the comments, you guys. This Cultivated Minds, and signing out.